at this. I can't let it slide like this right here. We have a 11-year-old and a 15-year-old girls out of Oregon who was out here sex working and or sex trafficked. Here we go.
Imagine you're 11, 15 years old, hundreds of miles away from home, and this guy just dumps you on the side of Aurora and says, hey, get to work. That's the reality of what happened to these two young girls.
This goes quick. When you leave a location, you leave home, you leave that safe space that you're in, and you get into a car, you don't know where you're going and what's going to happen. In 48 hours, many things can happen.
I like this police officer. He is speaking how he can speak without him getting canceled. He's speaking how he can speak, but if you read between the lines, he sounds a little bit like me.
Bellevue police tell us two young girls from Oregon spent a life-altering 2 days
out there with them short skirts soliciting.
In a sex trafficking scheme.
In minutes, many things can happen. And in the circumstance, bad things happened.
Investigators say it all started on social media, Snapchat and Instagram. Two girls from Eastern Oregon connect over the seemingly harmless topic of makeup routines. But their shared interest spiraled into something far more sinister once a man by the name of Sleaze stepped into the picture.
Sleaze. Shout out to Sleaze.
Sleaze and a friend of his drove down to Pendleton to pick the girls up and bring them back here to Western Washington.
As we know, with juvenile brains, they're young, they're impressionable. Sometimes there is those needs to be appreciated, and they don't have the life experience sometimes to recognize those traps before they walk into it.
This hefty 15-page report details the gruesome allegations against Sleaze, a.k.a. 25-year-old Ezra Wimana from Federal Way. Charged with rape, investigators say Wimana had sex with the 15-year-old and forced the 11-year-old to have sex with 3 of his friends. He got them drunk at his Federal Way home, then brought them here to Aurora Avenue with the promise of getting them into the sex trade. When the young girls didn't perform as planned, Manama just abandoned them there.
I would say the two girls did not expect what they got when they left Oregon.
Shortly after, authorities in Oregon reached out to Bellevue police. They said the two girls were found at a home there in the city.
Luckily, we were able to return these girls to their families, but that's not always the case in these sort of instances.
It took about a month, but Manama was arrested just this week.
This case is not closed at this time.
He's in jail. His bail is set at $500,000, but it doesn't look like this investigation is over and done with just yet. There may be more suspects and more victims still. Reporting on Aurora, Lauren Donovan, Fox 13 News.
Bam. Back it up. Here we go.
Imagine
Ooh, I can say something now. Watch this. How many of y'all feel bad for these 11 and 15-year-olds? Because if you're new around here, we don't pretend to care. We don't pretend to care. We don't pretend to care. We hold people accountable. I don't care if you're 3 months, bitch. We hold you accountable. If you done lost your life because you wouldn't stop crying, it's your fault. This is how we deal with stuff around here in these streets, and this is how we need to, damn it, the world need to start placing blame where the blame need to be placed. The officer is pointing out this is what happens when you leave your safe haven, when you leave home. He's talking to the young girls who is running away, trying to live a better life. If you're going to run away from home, you will have to slang that monkey. I've been saying that for the longest. If you run away, you slanging that monkey. I don't care if they tell you, no, I'm not selling myself for no money. It's how is you eating? How is you having a place to stay? How is you, you going to need protection. You're going to need protection. Who can you get protection from? A man. And then we'll get mad that the young girls may have a pimp now. But she needed protection because she's on the streets and she refused to go back home because she want to be not at home. Oh, she can't make that decision, but she can change her gender. She can become a parent. We can do all that right there, but she can't make the decision to be outside slanging monkey. Shout out to King Leo for the $2 super chat. He say, I'm sure somehow, some way, it's the father's fault. There you go. We will always blame a man. Shout out Dr. Umar. Shout out to Dr. Umar.
11, 15 years old,
Come on.
hundreds of miles away from home,
Come on.
and this guy just dumps you on the side of Aurora and says, hey, get to work.
She said she made that like it was a bad thing. Just imagine a 11-year-old and a 15-year-old get dumped on the side of the road and say, get to work by a man. They should have not been with that man. Guess what they did? Chose to be with who? That man. The man that y'all blaming for dropping them off. They weren't supposed to be with him in the first place. It was their choice. He didn't come around there and remove them from the home. And this is something that people don't want y'all to hear. They is going outside on their own slanging monkey. Y'all like, oh, but they would never. They're so innocent, Willie. They're just children.
That's the
Children slang monkey too.
reality of what happened to these two young girls.
This goes quick.
This goes quick. I like that right there. Shit happens real quick once you leave home.
You leave a location, you leave home, you leave that safe space that you're in, and you get into a car, you don't know where you're going and what's
And
going
you
to happen.
get into a car. I don't like that baby boots, but damn it, you got to wear what you got to wear, and it may rain. Go ahead.
In 48 hours, many things can happen.
48 hours, boy. It's a whole life-changing experience out here in the real world.
Bellevue police tell us
Got that short skirt on, soliciting. That baby ain't got no drawers, nothing. Come on, sister.
two young girls from Oregon spent a life-altering 2 days caught in a sex trafficking scheme.
Ooh, they out there. Ooh, listen. And shout out to y'all who is hunching the sex workers raw, paying extra to go raw. You know what I'm saying? You say, I hate the fact that people lie. You say, tell me I want to take you to hell and see they would still have followers. Yeah. For real. They say they smelling themselves. Listen, watch what. And we know that they smelling themselves. We know in these certain ages, certain age range, like I be trying to tell y'all, when that monkey get wet and that meat get hard, parenting is damn near over with. And we all went through it. But now that we older, we don't understand what the youth is going through. And we got kids, and ain't we supposed to be teaching the kids about what they about to go through and help them while going through it? But we act like they don't, like we don't understand what they're going through. Y'all, we so damn slow. And we just be putting on for the internet out here in the street. But go ahead.
In minutes, many things can happen.
Yes, it
And
can.
in this circumstance, bad things happened.
Yeah.
Investigators say it all started on social media.
All on social media. This what connects us to the world, Craig. You say this 11-year-old and 15-year-old met online doing makeup, and they ended up with this grown pimp. Say that's a big pimp in the timeline. Bam.
Snapchat and Instagram. Two girls from Eastern Oregon connect over the seemingly harmless topic of makeup routines. But their shared interest spiraled into something far more sinister once a man by the name of Sleaze.
Wait. Hold on. I thought that they were sisters. But they not. You say they connected. The 11-year-old and the 15-year-old connected on Snapchat.
Makeup routines. But their shared interest spiraled into something.
I think. Hold on. Let me make sure that I'm getting it right.
Investigators say it all started on social media, Snapchat and Instagram. Two girls from Eastern Oregon connect over the seemingly harmless topic of makeup routines.
Okay.
But their shared interest spiraled into something far more sinister once a man by the name of
How did an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old interest spiral into something different? Said the 15-year-old might have recruited the 11-year-old. Yeah, you may be right, but watch this though.
Sleaze stepped into the picture. Sleaze and a friend of his drove down to Pendleton to pick the girls up and bring them back here to Western Washington.
Sleaze went and picked both of the girls up and brought them back down to Washington.
As we know, with juvenile
Come on.
brains, they're young, they're impressionable. Sometimes there is those needs to be appreciated.
We're gonna get back to
and
that.
they don't have
Don't
the
worry
life
about that.
experience sometimes to recognize those traps before they walk into it.
This hefty 15-page report details the gruesome allegations against Sleaze, a.k.a. 25-year-old Ezra Wimana from Federal Way. Charged with rape, investigators say Wimana had sex with the 15-year-old and forced the 11-year-old to have sex with 3 of his friends.
So maybe the 15-year-old did recruit, but I'm kind of thinking that she did not recruit. Wait. No. Yeah, I think we got to go with the recruiting. But it seems like the 15-year-old wasn't dealing with Sleaze at first. That's what it seems like. But Sleaze came around there and picked both of them up. Then had sex with the 15-year-old, which they said that he raped the 15-year-old. And I hate how they don't separate when they use the word grape. Grape in my mind is forcing. Now, statutory grape, we understand that right there because we say that people under 18, they cannot consent over the age of 18 to hunt out here in these streets. If you is over 18, then it's statutory grape. Regular grape is force in my mind. They said that Sleaze forced the 11-year-old to have sex with friends.
This hefty 15-page report details the gruesome allegations against Sleaze, a.k.a. 25-year-old Ezra Wimana from Federal Way. Charged with rape, investigators say Wimana had sex with the 15-year-old and forced the 11-year-old to have sex with 3 of his friends.
Forced the 11-year-old to have sex with 3 of the friends, but did not force the 15-year-old to have sex with 3 of the friends. In my mind, because I'm trying to think it through right now, the 15-year-old and Sleaze been hooking up. Sleaze did not allow the friends to have sex with the 15-year-old. So the 15-year-old was just for him. The friends like him real, real young. The friends were like, she 11. Shh, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't even say that Freeze had sex with the 11-year-old. No. Freeze say, well, hell, if anything, I am a statutory graper, but I'm not a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Sleaze got standards. I know you think it's funny. Sleaze got standards, though. Because if he didn't, he would have smashed the 11-year-old, too. Right? But he don't like him that young. Yeah. Back it up the way I said we're going to come back to this. Go ahead. Because we're finna take our time, y'all. We finna take our time. We is not in no hurry. Here we go.
Far more sinister once a man by the name of Sleaze stepped into the picture. Sleaze and a friend of his drove down to Pendleton to pick the girls up and bring them back here to Western Washington.
As we know with juvenile brains, they're young. They're
As we know with juvenile brains,
impressionable. Sometimes
they are impressionable. What does impressionable mean? Huh? I know I'm over 40. You supposed to know what impressionable mean. I don't be out here lying to y'all. Impressionable. I can't even spell it right. Hold on. My spell check ain't working. Impressionable.
Here's the definition of impressionable. Okay. Easily influenced because of a lack of critical ability.
Easily influenced. Say it again, baby. Hold
impressionable.
On. Oh, no. Impressionable. Yada. She got to do that there again. Oh, wait. Hold on. Easily influenced because of a lack of critical ability. That's just what it say. Hell, and y'all know I got to put it up on the screen because I don't want y'all be like, Willie, that's not the definition. That's not what it says. Impressionable. Bam. Got it. Hold. Slow me down, pimp. Slow me down. Put it right there. Slide it. Bam. Got it. Impressionable. Easily influenced because of a lack of critical ability. These is the same people, like I said earlier, these are the same people who can choose their gender and who can choose to become a parent. Yes. These your children. I'm trying to tell you something. Hey, that's what they say. Here we go. Here we go.
there is those needs to be appreciated.
Yeah. Females have the need to be wanted. Huh? What is the new currency now? Attention. Everybody needs attention, but these doggone females need a hell of a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. Easy to influence. That's why it's possible that this 11-year-old helped talk the 15-year-old helped talk the 11-year-old into doing some stuff too. Shout out to Calvin for the $2 cash out. He say, why is an 11-year-old wearing makeup to look old? Think about this right here. Now listen, excuse me. Typically, and they say from Oregon. So in my mind, I want y'all to understand, in my mind, for what I know, these is two lighter hue sisters. These is two lighter hue sisters because typically from back in my day, 11-year-old darker hue sisters, darker hue girls, 11-year-olds was not wearing no makeup. Back in my day. I don't know what y'all doing right now because we good parents out here in the street. Hell, but y'all 11-year-olds got guns and y'all killing the shit. But anyway, typically darker hue 11-year-olds do not wear makeup. It's crazy, right? Young girls is using makeup to look older, but older folks is using makeup to look younger. It is hilarious. While at the same time, older folks is upset with men for liking them younger, but they wearing makeup to look younger to compete with the younger girls who get picked by the older men. Hilarious. Go ahead, man.
And they don't have the life experience sometimes to recognize those traps before they walk into it.
They can't recognize traps. And then when people say this is why you babies need guidance, y'all need male guidance, people think that you're just trying to be controlling. He even said, and a lot of y'all women be saying that they are young and impressionable. This is what y'all say.
This hefty 15-page report details
Watch
the
this.
gruesome allegations against Sleaze, a.k.a. 25-year-old Ezra Wimana from Federal Way.
Now, if they was in California, Sleaze would have been all right with having sex with the 15-year-old because he's 25-year-old. And shout out to California for the 10-year expansion. They moved from the 4-year to the 10-year. So she could have consented with a 25-year-old if she was 15 in California. Go ahead, though.
Charged with rape, investigators say Wimana had sex with the 15-year-old and forced the 11-year-old to have sex with 3 of his friends. He got them drunk at his Federal Way home. Then
he got them drunk at the home, so they drinking, because they want to be part of the party. Got it.
Brought them here to Aurora Avenue with the promise of getting them into the sex trade.
The promise. He brought them to Aurora, the avenue. The promise of getting them into the sex trade. A 15-year-old and an 11-year-old wanted to be in the sex trade, but they will continue to blame the PIMP. Is y'all listen? Is y'all keeping up with the story? The promise. The promise. How do you come up with a promise? How do we get to the part of a promise? We want to slay monkey. We want to slay monkey. Now, listen. I promise you I'm going to get you on Aurora Street so y'all can slay that monkey. That's how promises, come up, right?
And forced the 11-year-old to have sex with 3 of his friends.
And now they're saying that he forced the 11-year-old to have sex with 3 of the friends. But there was a promise for them to be in Aurora selling monkey.
He got them drunk at his Federal Way home, then brought them here to Aurora Avenue with the promise of getting them into the sex trade. When the young girls didn't perform as planned,
they didn't perform. And when you don't perform as planned, you do get fired, right? On any job, you don't perform, you got to go.
Manama just abandoned them there.
He just abandoned them. It's useless if they're not going to perform. I know. The way that I'm talking is throwing a lot of people off because, oh my God, Willie, how could you say that? Because I live in real life. I live on Earth. I see what's going on. I'm not slow. Say shout out to Calvin for the $5 cash out. Say no for the $5 super chat. Say free R. Kelly. Peeing on people don't seem so bad now, does it? It don't seem so bad now, do it? Nope. Huh? People like to be peed on. Go ahead.
I would say the two girls did not expect what they got when they left Oregon.
They did not expect it. They did not expect being out here in these streets, and now you got to perform. It sounded good while y'all was on like the internet on Snapchat. Ooh, girl, I want to sell this thing and stuff because they say that you get money like this right here. You know, I be listening to Sexy Red. Oh, go ahead. My bad. I be listening to Miley Cyrus or something.
Shortly after, authorities in Oregon reached out to Bellevue police. They said the two girls were found at a home there in the city.
Luckily, we were able to return these girls to their families.
They was found at a home. Also, somebody must have took them in. Hold on, said they was found at a home.
Oregon reached out to Bellevue police. They said the two girls were found at a home there in the city.
Luckily, we were able to return these girls to their families, but that's not always the case in these type of sort of instances.
It took about a month, but Manama was arrested just this week.
This case is not closed at this time.
He's in jail. His bail is set at $500,000, but it doesn't look like this investigation is over and done with just yet. There may be more suspects and more victims still.
So we're not going to charge the 11-year-old and the 15-year-old for doing something illegal. No. That's what we ain't going to do. But prostitution is a crime. A crime is a crime is a crime, right? They decided to. They even had a promise to go and commit a crime. And when they tried to commit a crime and they weren't good at the crime, they get away with trying the crime? Wow.
Reporting on Aurora, Lauren Donovan, Fox 13 News.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Believe all women, blame all men. There it is, there it is. Shout out to Sleeves for not being a pedo. Moving right along. I ain't gonna eat much of it.